Hello, my name is Akhil and welcome to the channel The Harry Tinkers. So today's episode is all about things that you need to be careful when you're moving to the UK and things I should keep in mind before and after moving to the UK. So one of the main thing that you have to keep in mind is the weather. So the weather in the UK is pretty much drastic, I would say. It keeps on changing, and based on where exactly that you're staying, the climatic conditions also vary. Say, for example, somebody who is staying in North Ireland or Scotland, most of the year it's going to be rainy or cloudy. The sunlight is going to be extremely less, so they have to be a bit careful about having vitamin D medicines so that your body have right amount of vitamin D available. And somebody who is the south side of the UK, like places like Poole, then you would basically have a good amount of sunlight, but you would also have the weather changing drastically. I stay towards the south, which is called the Reading, and this is a place which is closer to the London, or it's pretty much an hour journey from here to the Heathrow airport. And I have actually seen a drastic change in the weather. So right now it is actually sunny. 5 minutes back it was actually extremely cloudy, and 10 minutes back it was actually it was raining. So in the last 10-15 minutes I've actually seen the weather keeps on changing in the so that's how it's going to be. And sometimes you might end up getting sick if say you are actually like pretty new to the country. So it's always better to have medicines in place. I would actually talk about what you need to be careful with regards to the medications, or with regards to getting your general practitioners at a later point of the video. But it's always better that you do have something like this. So I have packed my entire medicine box. It includes everything that you name it, which is important for me. I have actually taken it. And so it's always better to be on a safer page. And I have taken my kit. And that has actually helped me in making sure that in case if there are any issues, I'm actually taken care of with the right set of medications that I take. So I think the second aspect that you would have to look at is more to do with the water. Water is something, the bottled water is something which is very expensive over here. So generally at all the houses, or I wouldn't say generally, at all the houses you do have water coming from the pipeline, which is going to be there in the kitchen. So just to show you how things actually work. So this is the the pipeline that is there, and this is where the filter is available. So generally what you do is you take water from this, right, and you filter it, and as you can see the filter is in between, and it gets filtered, the water, and you pour it, and you can basically drink that water. So this is what people generally do over here. I have been having that water and did not face any issues till now. And this is how, and as per the market research and as per the government, this is one of the best waters that you can actually have. It contains the right set of minerals, and it helps in making sure that things are, you are not having any issues. Honestly, I have not faced any issues till now drinking water directly from the pipeline. If you're somebody from the India, you would be like surprised, like, wow, drinking water from the pipeline. What we do is, we, even if you take directly from the pipeline, either it'll be connected to a filter. We take the filter water, and then we might end up heating as well, or boiling the water and then drinking it. So that's what generally that we do. So it's kind of a surprise when you come down over here. So it's mentally be prepared and how things works. so that you don't get that vibe of, oh my god, are you expecting me to have a water directly from the pipeline. So it's more to do with the weather and water. The next thing is money, right? So it's always better that you take less money as cash, ready cash in your wallet or a pocket, or on your pocket or wallet or in your purse. So we have been, or I've been hearing a lot of emails and messages with regards to pickpocket that's been happening. So just to be on a safer page or a safer side, it's always better to carry less money and more to be loaded on your card. And here almost like 80 to 90% of the transaction generally happens through card, or the cardless or the cashless pay, which is basically you tap it and then the money gets deducted from your bank account. So that's what generally happens over here. And the fourth thing which is related to money, I would say, is there are a lot of banks. It's not the banks which gives a false notice, but there are a lot of frauds happening. So it's always better that when you are in your country, and if you're moving down to the UK and you're thinking that okay, everything is sorted out, your visa, your dates and everything is sorted out, I would suggest at least 1 to 2 weeks prior that you go online, reach out to the right banks which is available online, and then try opening up a bank account from your country itself, so that as in when you move down to the UK, it is much more easier to get the card, instead of walking to a bank and trying to apply and open it. Generally that takes a very longer time. But if you apply it in India, see, if you're a corporate staff, where you're working for companies like TCS or IBM or Microsoft or Capgemini or Accenture, whichever these companies, they do have branches in the country. And there are a lot of staff who generally come from different parts of the world and move to the UK, and they open up the bank account directly from through an online banking service, and they directly open it up. But as I said, you have to be very careful when it comes to fraud, because there are a lot of fraud that happens on this, where they collect all our information and then boom, it's gone. And your money is gone from your account. So you have to be very, very careful on what information that you get. Is it a trusted source? Name a few good banks over here. HSBC is one of the leading banks. If you're somebody in the India, you can basically open up an HSBC account, which could be an NRE, NRO account in the country. And then through that, you can open up a UK bank account, which is the HSBC UK account, which would actually be helpful. Else, you can also start bank accounts like Lloyd's Bank. You have Barclays. You have multiple banks which is over here. But please go through their trusted website or their bank website directly, and then try to inquire and open up the bank accounts online from your own country itself. So that would be a faster way to get things sorted out than coming down to the country and struggling a little bit. So adding to the bank, so anything to do with credit or credit history is something that you have to keep in your mind. And say, for example, if you're somebody who are planning to have a credit card, it's going to be a little bit difficult, or most probably you might not even get it, even if your salary is pretty high in the country, or if you had a pretty good score within your own country. It's not that easy to get a credit card in the UK. And that's something that takes a little bit more time. So generally what they say is, if it is a normal channel that you go, what they generally say is you need at least 3 months to be there in the country where you do have a residential address which is available, registered in the Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs, which is HMRC, where you enter your the salary, your cost, your taxes, and all those other aspects. So it is registered over there. And then you do have a proper salary that's coming in for at least for the 3 months. And then better things that people generally do is try getting an opportunity to vote within the country. So there is a right to vote option, in which you generally get the opportunity to have an additional points, wherein which you get a preferential points when you try applying for the credit card. Always better to apply for a credit card, like a base card to start increasing your credit score in the country. So that's what I would suggest. You do have multiple other options which is available. Always better to go directly walk into any branch and speak to them, see how things works, and based on that you move forward. Please have this in your mind that if it is going to be kind of a hard search which they generally do, you will have that updated in your credit history for 6 months. So that's something that you have to be very, very careful. And if it is not good, and if you're like pretty new to the country, by default it's going to be like nil or zero, and there is a high possibility that it might get cancelled and it comes as a negative point. So always make sure that even if they're searching, it's going to be only a soft search and not going to be a hard search, in which it's not get affected on your credit history or a credit score. Okay. And these are very few main things that you should keep in your mind. Another main aspect that I would say is getting a house in the country has been kind of, there are a lot of people who have been talking about this. One is because of the inflation rate, the commodity price have already increased, and due to which getting a house is also a bit of a problem. Not because of that, but the UK government has agreed to, there are a lot of students who have come down over here, either to their masters or bachelors or PhD or whatever it may be, and due to which, and that's because I know a lot of students have come down because you're gonna get an additional 2 years visa where you can actually stay in the country even after the college is done or the education is done, but in which you get the time frame to do your search for getting a job and all those things. And that's how the visa has been provided to you. But as part of that visa, a lot of people have come down because of that particular visa. I would say a lot of people have come down to the country, and generally what I've noticed is people also bring in their dependent, and due to which there is a big issue when it comes to getting a house in the country, and due to a lot of other reasons as well. Maybe it could be war, or it could be inflations, or it could be other aspects, commodity price increase. The real estate price have also been increased a lot. So places where you used to give or you can get it for 800-900 pounds, the prices have increased to 1,200, 1,300 pounds. So that's how high the prices have become. I've also been struggling, and luckily I've got a house 2 days back, and that's been confirmed, and I would be moving in next month. So as I said, it's not easy to get the house. So I'm still staying in the Airbnb, so I'm extending it, I'm paying it from the pocket, and I'm still staying in the Airbnb. So that's how it generally works over here. So if you're somebody who wants to stay, if you're coming alone, and if you want to share a house in which you have an ensuite bathroom, which is basically like a bathroom attached with the room itself, best option, you can go with that. You do have a lot of options that's available. It all depends on where exactly that you stay and how well you want to commute. If you want to commute on a daily basis, well and good, you can just stay a little bit further. But if you're planning of somebody who wants to save cash, and if you're somebody who wants to like walk for like say 15-20 minutes of walk on a day-to-day basis, you can prefer that as well. So but then it'll be near to your location, the office location, and the prices might generally go high. So this is something with regards to Reading that I can say, because that's where I stay. But it's the similar situation across the board. So that's something that you have to keep in your mind. So predominantly these are the things that you have to keep in your mind. And next, when it comes to what you have to bring in before and after coming, what are the things that you bring before you come down to the UK, and what are the things that you have to do after you are in the UK. So things that you need to bring before you come to the UK, as you're aware, the plug points are a little bit different, especially when you're somebody from India. We do have the plug points, which is different, and the plug points over here, or the connectors over here, to be honest, is something like this. So this is the laptop connector that I can say, or generally the connectors are like this. And so you get the universal travel kit that you can get, or the travel adapter that you want to say, right? So I have actually bought Ori's travel universal travel adapter, and this is a pretty good thing, to be honest with you. This is actually robust. It's a little bit expensive. It comes to around 840 rupees or 850 rupees, but then it do have things like UK, Europe, and Australia and US, and it has multiple ports which is there, like over here, and and things that you, so say for example, since I'm in the UK, it's going to be like this. As I said, it's going to be like this, right? And the interesting aspect about this port, or this adapter, is that you do have a type A ports which is available, USB ports available, where you can connect two USB cables. As far as I remember, I have also seen something which comes with a type C. So you can also look for a type C. This is the brand, as I said earlier. Let me just quickly show you what is there. So as I said, it comes with a very cute box or a cover, and you can keep it. And this has been very helpful when I travel from Bangalore to Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi generally uses, the Middle East generally uses connectors which is very similar to the US style, and so they do have, I do have the US type connectors as well, so I use that to connect, and it helped in charging my mobile phone, and that's something which is very important, right? So that helped me a lot. And let me just quickly show you, if you're somebody from India, you can actually order it through Amazon, and you can get this. Yeah, there you go. So when I bought it, as you can see, I bought it on 22nd of July. When I bought it, it was around 840 rupees. Now the price have actually increased to 949. Oh my god, it's like 100 rupees increase. And so this is how it comes. So as you can see, it comes in this box, and you have a smaller pouch, and this is the brand. This is pretty robust, I would say. It's it's a very good bots, I would say, and this is really this is a really good adapter, I would say, not the bots. This is a really good adapter, and this has been pretty much helpful for me, and it's robust, and it really helps in making sure that you do have proper connectors. So I have actually bought two, not just one. So if I need to connect my laptop or anything else, I generally use the other one. If I need to connect my phone, I use this. So that's what is there. And you can also buy mask if you want to travel. The mask is a little bit expensive over here. It's not that easy to get it as well. You can get it through Amazon, but and if you want to like buy a good one, and say if you're looking at the cost and everything, you can actually buy it from your country. I have actually bought it from the country itself, and just to show you the one that I've actually bought, just give me a second. Yeah, there you go. So this is something which I have bought, and this is really good, to be honest with you. It doesn't hurt your ears. So as you can see, this is kind of a connector which they have, and it doesn't hurt your ears at all, and it covers your mouth and your nose completely. It just covers literally, and this is something that I've bought. So this comes with 50 units, and so one unit contains around 5 pieces, and so this has been pretty much helpful. And I'm sorry, I think I made a wrong statement. So this is like basically 50 unit, which is basically 10 packets that you get, and each packet will have 5 pieces, and that's how it looks, as you can see. And yeah, there you go. This is how it looks. So 10 into 5 pouches of 5 masks each, and this has been pretty good. I've used it, and I would suggest you can use as well. And then as in when you are in the country, there are a couple of things that you would have to really need to do when you are coming down to the country through your organization. Then it's well and good. They will do the necessary process, your on-site reporting and all those other aspects, and then you would be asked to collect basically your, the biometric residence permit, or which is called the BRP. The informations like what's your name, till how long it is valid, and what is when place and the date of the issue, the type of the permit that you have. Is it like a skilled worker, or is it like a global mobility, or is it like some other way of working? And this becomes your card that, as in when you leave and come inside, you need to show this to get in. And it has certain remarks like, if you are certain jobs have restricted works. Certain jobs you can actually do any kind of work that you want. And then you also will have the certificate or sponsorship, or which is called the COS, updated over here, and you'll have the number of the BRP, which will be on the top right. So this is very similar to, like, say if you're from somebody from India, it's like very similar to an Aadhaar card. And you do have, behind this, you do have something called an NI number, which is basically it's a national insurance number, and that is a number which is extremely similar to PAN if you're somebody from India. And this would help in making sure that you do have this is basically registered everywhere, and this comes so as part of your BRP. There is a high possibility that for some people you might not see this NI number, so for that you would have to go to the UK website, the government website, and register for it and get it. And that number is actually important and mandatory for you. Okay. And I think the next thing which you need to do is something which is called the general practitioner's information, which is the GP. They're actually GP surgeons, which is called over here. They are the first point of contact for you when it comes to any issues, health issues. And for that, you would have to go to the NHS website, which is the National Health Services, and that's the UK website where you need to go. Type in your PIN, the registered PIN. So for me, I stay in Reading, so it starts Reading RG1, and then whatever the zip code or the PIN code which is there, the postal code or the postcode that is called here generally by everybody. That's the code that you need to type, and then you need to find it and see whichever is the nearest GP who is available, and register it. So that's something that you have to do in the first 1 to 1.5 months, which is a mandatory thing that you have to do. BRP card, which is the first thing in the first week itself, as in when you land, go ahead and collect it. Whatever mentioned in your course, or you would have received a BRP where you need to collect the BRP, you can visit that post office and provide your passport so that they can give you the BRP card, which is a mandatory thing that you would have to do within the first 10 days that you land in the UK. And the next thing that you need to do is with regards to looking at the information, like do you have the NI number and whatever it is. If the NI number is not available, get the NI number registered, right? The third thing would be the GP information or the general practitioner's information, but you have to keep in mind is the GP's information is based on where exactly that you would be staying in the UK. So if you are staying in an Airbnb like me, I would say not to register to to get a GP's information, but as in when you know where you exactly going to stay, go ahead and register it online. So there is a high possibility that you might not be able to register it online. So you can just walk in over there, collect the form, fill it up, and then submit over there. You go online, you would be allowed to see things like, okay, are they accepting new patients or they're not doing it? If they say they're not doing it, then you have to see which is the second nearest GP which is available. Go there and register it. So that's how it generally works. Everything is there on the online, which is the best thing I would say with regards to how well it has been done in the government website. Everything can be registered over there. Another thing that you have to keep in mind is, so when you are trying to move in for as a tenant, so you need to provide a tenancy code or right to live or right to rent code, and that's what the code that you have to provide to the agencies so that they can verify your information on the backend and register it with that code in the country. Okay, so that's something that you have to go to the government website and then you can get that code. You would generally have to provide your BRP information and last for your date of birth. Based on that, you will get that information, the code, and that code is generally available for 2 to 3 months, and you can use that code. It'll clearly say for what is a date or till how long the code is valid for, and then you can provide that code till that particular time. These are some main aspect. Then, which I would say is another thing that when it comes to getting cashbacks and all other things to keep in your mind. So when you are in your country, you would have used or registered your Google account. Say for example, somebody you are using an Android device, you would generally have a Google account, and the Google account might be registered for your country. So if you are in a different country, say for example, if I'm in I'm in the UK, right? There are certain apps or applications you would not find in the when you try searching it, you would not be able to find that in the Play Store. So I can give you an example. So this is an account which is my India account. Okay, I'm just searching for an app called Jam Donut. Okay, and so as you can see, I'm not able to see that app anywhere over here, right? I guess the name of the app is Jam Donut. I'm still trying to search that. So this is my UK account that I've created. And let me just search for Jam. Oh yeah, it's Donut. So if I search, you see this? I immediately get this information over here. So let's say I can do another test. So I'm just gonna copy And I'm going to put it over here. So this is my India account. See, I don't see that anywhere, right? But if I just immediately move to the UK registered ID, as you can see, I do have Jam Donut coming up. So this is something that you have to be really a lot of apps which you would not be able to find in the registered India app or whichever country that you're registered with. So always make sure that you do have another account, a Google account or anything. If you're using an iPhone, accordingly you create another profile and see how it works. I'm not an expert in Apple or an iPhone related stuff, so I might be wrong in saying this, but when it comes to Android, I can give you this information. You would have to create another Google account and then go into it. That's the easiest way of doing things, or else you would have to go to your website, your Google account, change the country and all those other aspects that you would have to do. But it's just a 3 to 5 minutes job of creating another Google account and add it to your phone, and voila, it work wonders. And with that, you can register to any other apps. You have Google Wallet, you have other aspects, your cashback apps. You do have Sainsbury app where you can get groceries and stuff. You have Tesco app where you can get groceries and daily food items that you can get. So you can download it through this particular app or particular account, right? So you can go ahead and do that. So that is, I would say, few of the main important stuff that you have to be careful about when you're coming down to the country. So these are the few things that you have to keep in mind before you're coming down to the UK. So if you like our video, please subscribe and hit that bell icon and get ready to experience the highs, the lows, and everything in between as we embark on this journey, the life in the UK. Thank you. Bye-bye.